brother and lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are back again, and obviously we're gonna be diving into Everton Arsenal at the Goodson Park. 1 hour, as exactly 1 hour away from kickoff. It's a very, very, very big game. In the calendar for Arsenal, both Arsenal and Everton. I think, look, if you're an Arsenal fan, this game means the world to you. If you're an Everton fan, this game means the world to you. For me, it's a game between a club that is really, really struggling because, look, Everton are really struggling. They're 16th on the table at the moment. They have acquired 1 point out of their last 7 games. If you look at their last 5 games, they have actually lost 4 of them and drawn 1. They are really struggling. Look, they're absolutely struggling. This season, it's not so good for them. They have scored 17 goals and conceded 24 goals already, so they have a negative 7-goal difference. They have collected 15 points out of 14 games. How many points should those be? 14 games. We are looking at around 30. We're looking at around 42 points. So they only have 15 points out of the possible 42. They are really, 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 I don't know how I should say it, but they're really crumbling. And the good thing is the Rafa Benitez is actually going to be their manager in this game. And of course, we know there's going to be a riot. I mean, not really a riot, but there's going to be Everton fans sending a message to their owners to try to change the manager and the managerial abilities and capabilities around the club, to try to find at least a balance in what they want to do. And I do not disagree. I think they're really, really in a deep hole. But in terms of Arsenal, because that is what I want to focus on is my team, and I'm more interested in Arsenal. Give me your predictions, guys. What is your prediction? We're going away to the Goodson Park. Memories for Mikel Arteta. So, I don't know how far the memories go, but really, really big memories for Mikel Arteta. And then the other thing that you will notice in this game is Everton are almost in the same situation as Manchester United when we played them last. Did we play them on Thursday? Yeah, actually last Thursday, right? They're in the same position. It looks like a free hit. It looks like Arsenal come in favorites. They want to win the game, but it's not as simple as that. And I'll be diving into my predicted lineups and things like that. And you see that I'll try to change this team. I believe we need to try to change. We don't need to be so casual. We don't need to change the structure a lot, but I think we will need to prepare for Everton because for me, they're not an easy side. Yes, they have not won a game in their last 7. They have collected 1 point in their last out of their last possible 21 points. But for me, that doesn't take anything away. It doesn't. They still have some quality in there, and we will look at it. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Moving very fast to 50,000 subscribers, and let me know your match thoughts, especially your predictions. So let me start with my prediction. Of course, it's kickoff. We are very close to kickoff, so I can give my prediction the way I want it. I predicted a 2-1 win against Manchester United, and we lost that game 3-2. One I didn't expect was a goals galore, because Arsenal really do not concede a lot of goals. But actually, what that showed me or showed us in that game is that we are penetratable, right? So that means the quality of attack, actually, all the time this season, when you have played a quality attack, we have conceded more than 2 goals, at least 2 goals and more. Chelsea, we conceded 2. United, 3. Liverpool, 4. City, 5. Brentford, because for me, I still rate Brentford as one of those teams that really have a good forward line. EVERTON and Brand Wemo. I read both of them, not really to the level where I would want each of them to join Arsenal, but at least I read both of them. And the work they did in the championship. So we considered twice against them. And then Crystal Palace, which I think was really, it was not because of their quality, it was because of our mistakes. But again, Crystal Palace, alternate what Christian Benteke, we considered twice again. So I think the only times we've survived, and I think we did well. Aston Villa there in that game, Oli Watkins and Danny Ings, we kept them out. But of course, you remember the state in which Aston Villa were by then, and if you look at the state in which they are at the moment, it's really different. It's absolutely very, very different. And then Norwich, Montreal, Brighton, their problems have always been goal scoring. We know that even this season they're ninth on the table. And can I tell you something? They have only scored 14 goals. Brighton this season. It's always been their problem scoring goals. We've not have we played Wolves? No, I don't think we played Wolves really. But Wolves, Leeds coming up, Southampton coming up, but. All the, my point is, whenever we played quality sides going forward, we have conceded goals, right? We've conceded goals. And in this game, the likes of Demarai Gray, the likes of Richarlison, the likes of Townsend, they're gonna cause problems, and I know we will concede. We are at the Goodson Park. It's a very, very difficult game, and of course, the referee there is gonna be my big man Mike Dean. So lineup should be coming out, anytime. But this is how we expect both teams to line up as we wait for the confirmed lineups. In the coming. In the coming 4-5 minutes, Jordan Pickford could be in goal for Everton. Seamus Coleman had a stinker. Coleman had a stinker against Liverpool because look, he gave away the ball so many times, and we'll try to dive into the lineups and teams and their strengths and weaknesses at some point. But I think Seamus Coleman knows that one of the things he did in that game against Liverpool was to really did cost the team. So Seamus Coleman, Lucas Digne, Ben Godfrey, and Michael Keane. Of course, they always play a 4-3-3, so we expect Michael Keane and Ben Godfrey to be the centre backs. Lucas Digne always at left back, and of course that's Seamus Coleman. If you do not know that Seamus Coleman plays at right back, you're absolutely not on point. Abdoulaye Doucouré will be in midfield, Fabian Delph and Allen. It's a good midfield, really. It's really a good midfield. I don't know why Everton, it's like they just lost their touch. That's it. It's like they lost their touch. It's like, I don't know. They are a quality side. We know that. Because if you look at Abdoulaye Doucouré, Alan, Fabian Delph, Seamus Coleman, Lucas Digne, Jordan Pickford, Michael Keane, but Godfrey, that's a quality side. They should be performing better. And then the front three, because they have two strikers injured. Richarlison at the moment is injured. And then the would-be useless replacement would be, I'm even forgetting the name. Solomon Rondon. I don't know how they signed him. He's been an absolute disgrace ever since Richarlison got injured. But Solomon Rondon as well got an injury in the Liverpool game. So what do you expect them to do? They might go with Demarai Gray on the left, on the right, Andrew Townsend, and then Richarlison could be the only the false nine. I think he will be a false nine, and I think that's really gonna work for us at some point in time. But it also makes our work very, very difficult. It's hard to track players like Andrew Townsend, and also hard to track players like Demarai Gray. So it's gonna be really a mixture of feelings, right? Arsenal. This is how we could line up. Official lineups coming out in the next 4 or 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Aaron Ramsdale could be in goal. Nuno Tavares, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ben White, Tahekiro Tomiyasu, Gabriel Martinelli, Saka, Albert Sambilakonga, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, and Alexander Lacazette. Now, look, guys, let's go this bit by bit. Ramsdale in goal, I approve. Tahekiro Tomiyasu, Ben White, and Gabriel Magalhaes, I approve. Nuno Tavares, not yet. Look. It's not that I have second thoughts about the quality of the player, like anyone would say. I really don't have. I don't have second thoughts about the quality of the player. I want to say this very, very clearly, but I think Kian Tierney should come back in pecking order. That's it. Tierney should be back in pecking order. We know Tierney is a good player. He's back from injuries, played for Scotland, and he needs to get back in the team. He needs to get back in the team. At least let him. I mean, it's all about competition, isn't it? That's what Mikel always says. It's all about competition, who plays, who doesn't play. So if Nuno at the moment is doing, blunders, costing the team, bring in Kieran Tierney, right? It's all about the competition. Don't stick with one player because you like them or they're your signing and Kieran Tierney is not your signing. No. I think Tierney should be back. Bukayo Saka should be back as well in the lineup. Albert Lokonga should be back. Elneny should be dropped. Thomas Partey, a must start, but he has to raise his level of performance. Gabriel Martinelli and ESR, there will be a big problem there. There will be a question whether it should be ESR or Gabriel Martinelli. And let me know, guys, in the comments below. Saka is a must start for me. So should Gabriel Martinelli start ahead of Emil Smith-Rowe? Again, Gabriel Martinelli providing an assist in the Manchester United game for Martin Odegaard, but also scoring in the Newcastle game when he came on. 2 games, he has proven to be impactful. He has the speed, he has the pace, he has all the attributes you want in a young quality player. And actually, I feel like if we have Saka on one side and then Martinelli on the other side, it creates a lot of creativity. It gives us a lot of options. It gives a lot of width. It gives us a lot of width. So is Emil Smith-Rowe. So if Smith-Rowe started in this game, I could care less. If Martinelli started in this game, I could care less. What I wanted was Martinelli to get involved, let him compete. And you see, look, Mikel absolutely is ashamed at the moment because Gabriel Martinelli has got only 2 chances and he's taken them. He's absolutely taken them. And forever, I will ask myself, why did Martinelli take so long to get into the the starting lineup or in the hierarchy of substitutes under Mikel Arteta? It's the same thing with Kieran Tierney. He needs to get back. Lokonga, look, there's no debate here. There's no debate. Albert Lokonga should start with Thomas Partey in the midfield. Odegaard, I think, again, another brilliant performance. Had a very, very good game against Newcastle, scored a goal against United, and I felt like in the midfield, he was the bright spark. Elneny was dead, Partey was dead, Martin Odegaard was the bright spark in that game. And obviously, guys, should Lacazette start ahead of Aubameyang just for this game? For me, it's not even just for this game. Look, Lacazette might not be that prolific goal scorer. He doesn't score many goals, by the way. I would defend him. I would defend him, but he doesn't score many. Honestly, he doesn't score many. And for that fact, I'm gonna say Lacazette should start. Aubameyang to the bench. Bring on Aubameyang in the 60th minute or in the 70th minute. You never know, right? Again, it's Everton. They're having problems defending the ball, and they're also having problems scoring goals. But again, we've got to take our chances. We lost the last game because we didn't take our chances and we didn't create enough chances. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, an absolute disgrace against United, should have won that game if Aubameyang was serious. But for me, it's not even about him not making the ball cross the line. It's the attitude. His attitude is absolutely way off. If you look at that team, Partey had an interview and he was actually criticizing himself on how he's not actually performing up to the task and things like that. You don't see that in Aubameyang. Aubameyang, post-match interview after the Manchester United game, you know what he said? He said, we should be more clinical, offensive ways, on the offensive and on the defensive. And I was like, can you just shut up? Can you just shut the hell up? You just, cost us 3 points, vital 3 points, because we would be 8 points ahead of Manchester United if we beat them. You just cost us vital 3 points, and then somehow you have the audacity to, shout, we were not clinical. I mean, speak to yourself. You were not clinical. You were not clinical. Yes, Saka got a couple of chances, and Martinelli as well. Martinelli maybe could have scored, scored that goal. It could have been a different a game changer, because United, for me, the moment they could have conceded a second, they would have been broken. But that was not even our game plan. And Mikel spoke about it in the post-match press conference. We lost control the moment we scored, and I was like, what is this? Has the goal actually made us weaker? I saw that performance against Crystal Palace. When we scored, we didn't know how to react when we have a goal. We thought we should defend our goal. And then we conceded 3, and then we started looking for equalizers. And it's absolutely, it wasn't a disgrace. So for me, Aubameyang should sit on the bench, and Lacazette should start. Your score predictions are much important to me on this show, on the kickoff show. So make sure you'd leave them in the comments, in the comment section. I'll be very, very glad to get them. So right about now, we're gonna be getting our official lineups, reacting to them, and then the 5 talking points about the game, what we expect, your reactions, and things like that. Before we move on, I mean, I just want to see what Mikel has gone for. Honestly, I just want to see what Mikel has gone for, because it's gonna be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Xhaka is back in the starting lineup. Xhaka is back in the starting lineup. Albert Lokonga on the bench. Interesting, guys. Really, really, really interesting. I'm going to be sharing the screen with you. But this is the starting lineup for Aston Football Club. Later, I'll share the Everton starting lineup as well, right? Ramsdale has started in goal. A back four, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, and Tierney. Yes, get in. Tierney is back. It's not a reason to celebrate, because, again, he might have a bad game. I mean, he might have a bad game. But for me, I think he deserves it. Honestly, guys, let's be honest. He deserves it. Tierney, one of the best players in this side. One of the best players. He has the attitude. He has the character. You need him. I mean, he has so many extracurricular, attributes that we get from him, even if it's not the football, right? So Tierney is back, gets in. A midfield pivot of Partey and Xhaka. I love your reactions there. Xhaka coming straight back in. Do you think we missed him that much that he had to start right away? Xhaka, moving straight back in, replacing Elneny. Look, between Elneny and Xhaka, I would take half-fit Xhaka instead of full-fit Elneny. Xhaka and Lokonga, I can't lean towards any side, but I'm not really that big Xhaka fan, and I'm a really, really big Lokonga fan. But for me, the fact that Pat is not really playing well, maybe Xhaka needs to be there, probably. And of course, we spoke about it today, and we said maybe Pat is not really performing well because he lacks the experience, he lacks quality players around him. So the fact that now he has Xhaka back, maybe it could make a difference. So that is the pivot: Xhaka and Partey. Saka starts, Martinelli starts, Lacazette starts, and Odegaard starts. No Emile Smith-Rowe. Is he on the bench? Emile Smith-Rowe. This is the bench. Yes, Aubameyang is dropped, guys. Aubameyang is dropped. I said it. Drop him. He's been a disgrace, absolute disgrace. So Okonkwo. Where's Leno? Is Leno on the bench? This is our bench. A little bit scary in terms of goalkeeping. Okonkwo, Arthur Okonkwo is on the bench. Rob Holding, Cedric Soares, Nuno Tavares, Albert Lokonga, Elneny, Pepe, Aubameyang, and Eddie Nketiah are on the bench. So not really a very, very good bench. Emile Smith-Rowe, not available on the bench. Pepe is available. I think the only 2 game changers are Pepe and Aubameyang. And Tavares, actually. Tavares, Pepe, Aubameyang, those are the 3 game changers. If you need a goal, If you need extra attack, I think those are the 2 players. Those are the 3 players that we can actually bring on. But El Neni, El Neni, Lokonga, and Holding, in terms of game management, if we would love to go for any sort of game management, I think they are the players we would actually go for. So I'm gonna be sharing with you my screen so that we look at the starting lineup. You guys need to look at it yourself. I don't want anyone to complain because they don't see the lineup. Right? Should have a graphics builder there. Right. So there we go. There we go. Right. So that is the starting lineup. What are your thoughts there? I need to know what your thoughts are on that starting lineup. And then I'll be looking at the Everton lineup as well. Right. I'll be looking at the Everton lineup as well. Need to refresh my stats. So, I mean, I'll be providing the Everton lineup, in a very, very short while. But I don't think it's gonna really change a lot. I don't think it's really going to change a lot from the lineup they used against Liverpool, because I don't know if they're really suffering injuries and things like that. But they're actually really, really dreadful. So, Everton, how are they lining up? And then I need your score predictions. I'm going to go Arsenal 2, Everton 1. It's going to be very, very tight game. Very, very, very tight. Very, very tight game. But of course, we welcome back Xhaka. We welcome back Tierney. And we finally have Aubameyang, who's a disgrace, out of the team. Some things to celebrate. Some points to celebrate, by the way, before we go into the game. Absolutely. Some things to celebrate before we go into the game. So I just want the Everton team. Right. So this is the Everton team that has been picked by the manager there. Pickford is in goal. Seamus Coleman, Keane, Godfrey, and Yeremina. So Yeremina back in defense. Godfrey, Keane, and Seamus Coleman. You have Alan, Decore, and Gray. There, Townsend, Gordon, and Richarlison. So look, I think it's a good lineup. Yeah, I think it's a good lineup. On the bench, Everton, they have Kenny. They have Begovic, they have Kenny, they have Holgate, they have Delph, Iwobi, Tosan, Gomez, Braithwaite. Wait, how is Braithwaite in Everton? I don't know. Yeah, so that's their bench. They have Kenny, they have Holgate, they have Delph, Iwobi, Tosan, Gomez, and Braithwaite. And of course, like I said, how they have started in this game: Pickford in goal, Seamus Coleman, Keane, Godfrey, Yeremina, Alan, Decore, Gray, Townsend, Gordon, and Richarlison. So they do not have a 9. So I think they're gonna play a 4-3-3, which is quite really interesting. I would love to see how their 4-3-3 is actually going to look like. Very interesting. And of course, you've seen the Arsenal lineup. There it is, guys. I need your predictions. I need your thoughts as we enter this game. What do you think? Do you think Arsenal can win it? Do you think Arsenal will not win the game? I need all that. Delembe says audio. Does my audio have a problem? And it says, welcome back, Cossy. Hello, bro. Our win 2-0 today. And Annie says 3-1, but I wish Ramsdale gets a clean sheet. Okay. Habit says, good evening to you, bro. Keita says, good evening, Cossy. Tierney, a must start if we are going to win this game. Mike says, Everton is just average. It can't win us, bro. Mike says Everton is just average. Malik says, Cossy, winning Everton will not be easy for Arsenal. We have really lost it all. No seriousness in the club. And David says, oh yes, Tierney should be there. It's a competition. We need backup. Absolutely. Anu says ESR should start. ESR is actually not available for this game. Yeah. ESR, Emil Smith-Rowe, is not available in this game. I dropped him for my predicted lineup, and somehow he's not in the team, but it wasn't really intentional for me to drop him. We have good players. But no better coach, no agility, no focus, and the players do not know what it means to win the game. That's according to Malik. I think, look, if we go back into these debates, Malik, I win the debate, right? I win the debate. I've already said that this team, and I said it today earlier, that this Arsenal team is capable of doing so much better. My problem is the manager. I mean, with all due respect, it's like bringing someone here, sitting in my place, and that person has never streamed before. They could do better than me with time, but if they've never streamed before, it's always going to be hard, honestly. The levels of confidence, what to do, it's always difficult. And it's the same thing for me with Mikel. He's talented. You can see he's good as a manager. There's something he wants to teach the team and things like that. He wants to build his own squad. But again, he doesn't have that fence on which to build against. So he's literally building from scratch. And that's why I was calling for a manager like Ronald Koeman or someone with experience. That's why United have gone with Ralf Rangnick, because they know Rangnick is identified by or identified with or associated with some kind of game pressing and things like that. So and we saw it against Arsenal. I think there was some small touch of Rangnick in that team. And against Crystal Palace, yes, they won 1-0. They won 1-0, and I expected them to struggle because it was a new philosophy. But there is something that Ralf Rangnick has actually taught them. Look, they could bring in Rooney. They could just stick with Solskjaer. The reason that's why they sacked Solskjaer is they've looked at it and they're like, yes, he's been managed somewhere, but not at this level. The problem with Arsenal is that we have accepted to be at that level. We are just at that level. But anyway, we are moving into the game. Let's not talk about much about the manager. Let's just focus on the game. Hillary says, good luck to you, the Gunners. Malik says, 3 seasons, no results, no Champions League and Europa League. No, not even top 7. If you claimed he won FA, what has he done since then? And then Malik says Emre was only unlucky to not to win Europa League, which can happen to any other coach. Stop praising Arteta. Arsenal is too big where we are now. Adam says Laka should start. Laka has started. Laka started. Hi, Cossy. Laka is starting. The lists are out, and Granit Xhaka pairing Partey, while Gabi Martinelli is starting as well. Malik says, leaving Martinelli for this long before considered shows Arteta is not supposed to be our coach there. And then Benson says, I would start Lacazette, Saka, and Smith-Rowe, then Martinelli and then bring on Martinelli as a dangerous substitute. Aubameyang, no chance at any point in this game. That's really so hard. Tony says 3-1, favor of Arsenal. Alba is 2 off, really losing netting the ball in the last 2 games. Malik says Arsenal need to always approach every game with determination to win. No Champions League and no Europa League, for God's sake. Lineup is out, Cossy. We've gone through it. Thank you so much, Anu. ESR should start and Martinelli in the 70th minutes. ESR is not even on the bench. I mean, unfortunately today, I really can't understand why. And then Malik says Man United are not better. Arsenal in the last match, for God's sake. I don't know. I felt like they were better. I felt like they played better football. Because if you look at the best performers in that game, United had 6 good players in that game, and we only had Odegaard, and I think we had Odegaard. I think we had Odegaard alone. I don't remember. Odegaard and Martinelli. We had 2 good players in that game. Fred was superb. Bruno was good. Rashi was good. Somehow good. Ronaldo. I think they were better than us. Honestly, I think they were better than us. in that game. I think they were better than us. I don't know what you guys think. Look, guys, the best top six has already taken their place, bro. There is no how Arsenal can enter top four with Arteta. Let's be realistic. I mean, I could hear you on that, Malik. I can hear you on that. Anu says I can't wait to see the match. Neither can I. Xhaka and Partey, lovely. And then Anu says Kiani, Xhaka, and Martinelli start. Right. Mohammed says Cossy, Tierney to start. He's back and he's starting. Mike says Xhaka is not yet fine. Look, I think Mikel, we've already seen it with Mikel. When he's under pressure, he's going to rush his players back. We know that. Hit the like button, people. We are 23 likes. Make sure we get to 30. Hit the like button. 7 more likes to do that. So I think he's brought back Xhaka because he's looking at the midfield partnership and it's not working. Right? And I think Mikel knows that his problem is not the pivot. He's trying to tamper with the pivot. Today he plays Lokonga, the next day he plays Eleni, then he plays Partey with Lokonga. He's trying to find some creativity in that team. For me, it's not about the pivot. It's not. I mean, look, all the players that play in our pivot are not creative. I think we need to sort out the forwards. We need to get the forward line combination right. For me, it's not the pivot. If Xhaka Partey play there, they could play the whole season. If Lokonga, if Lokonga and Ainsley play there, they could play the whole season. And then we do not create enough. I think we need to, Mikel needs to work on the final third. Who plays up front and who plays where? Great call by Mikel to drop Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Great call. Whether he loses or he wins the game, nothing. Yes, he's our talisman. Aubameyang is our talisman. But, whether we lose this game or... Because for me, Aubameyang is not fit to start games at the moment. Not really fit. But let's move over to some of the talking points in this game before I come back to your comments. Everton won both Premier League games against Arsenal last season. They have not won 3 in a row against the Gunners in a league competition ever since 1986. Wow. So they have not beaten us 3 times in a row in the league in a space of 30 years. 30. Is it 30 years? 31? 86? 86, let me see, 70, 1997, that's 24, 80, 86, that's around 33, 34 years. So they've not beaten us 3 games in a row in a league competition for 34 years, right? I mean, we could keep that, we could keep that at the back of our minds. Arsenal are without a win in their last 3 Premier League away games against Everton, drawing 1 and losing 2, last having a longer winless league run at the Goodson Park between 1989 and 1994. Between that period, we went 6 games without a win at the Goodson Park. So you can see it's not good history. And one thing I want to say about Arsenal, our runs away from home are absolutely bogus. Our form away from home is absolutely bogus. Let me just show you. Let me just show you. Let me listen to this. So if the league was only decided by home games, right? If the league table would only be decided by home games, Arsenal would be 3rd, right? So if the league was only decided by home games, Arsenal would be 3rd on the table. We have played 7 games, so far this season, and we have collected 16 points out of the possible 21 to take at home. Away from home, that is where our problem comes in. Away from home, we are in 11th. Points collected. We've played 7 games this season away from home, and we've collected only 7 points. That means we've dropped 14 points away from home. 14 points this season away from home. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. We lost to United away from home. We lost at the Anfield away from home. We lost. Was it at the Bridge as well? Did we lose at the Bridge? Oh yeah, I think we lost at the Bridge as well. Could have, I mean, we've lost so many points away from home. 0-0 against Brighton as well. So we've lost so many points away from home this season. And the last time, the longest run Everton have gone unbeaten against Arsenal is 6 games. So they would be looking to elongate this period. We've not beaten them in the last 3. Arsenal have scored 111 Premier League goals against Everton, more than they have scored versus any other side in the competition. Indeed, only Manchester United have netted more goals in a single against a single opponent in the competition, 112 against Newcastle. Everton have lost their first Monday Premier League match this season, 2-1 at Wolves. They've not lost consecutive Monday games in the competition since April 2007. Okay, and then finally, Arsenal have lost 2 of their last 3 games in the Premier League, winning 1 and conceding 7 games in the process. Prior to this, the Gunners had gone unbeaten in their last previous 8 games, winning 6 and drawing 2, and conceded only 4 times. So you can see that we have really changed, right? We are not the Arsenal that we were 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago. In the last 3 games, we've conceded, I can't believe this, 4 against Liverpool, 3 against Manchester United, right? So 3 games, 2 losses, 1 win, and we have conceded 7 goals. So again, that squashes our defensive record, which we need to get back, and also it highlights our weakness, which is our failure to score goals, because we've conceded 7 and we've scored 4. So that shows you we've got to score more goals. We've got to be clinical, and we've got to create more chances. And I need your predictions, guys. I've not really got many of your predictions, and I need them, right? I really need your predictions. Johnson says Cossy, Chelsea beat us at the Emirates. Yeah, it was at the Emirates. Thank you so much. Malik says Alba and Odegaard need to be dropped in any other Arsenal games. This is according to Malik. What happened to Pepe? Since we have no other options for now, he is a better player, bro. For me, Odegaard dropping, no. I'm in total disagreement with that. Arsenal has to win, guys. But Raymond, you only say, you only say but. Kancha said Arsenal win. Thank you so much. And then Live Football UG says Arsenal 1, Everton 1. Brilliant. Really brilliant. And then Johnson says, Cossy, we shouldn't expect a lot from this Arsenal side this season. But if this team fails to grow to the desired level, then it will be a big shame. I think I will agree with you on that. Look, as Arsenal fans, we want this team to do well. We want this team to perform at a high level, and you don't blame anyone, do you? You don't blame anyone for wanting their side to be that good. You really can't blame someone. You really can. But to be realistic, if you look at Chelsea, if you look at City, if you look at Liverpool, United, we need to go slow. We need to take it slowly. It's going to be a process, right? And most of us have already fallen to the trick of it's going to be a process, give us some time, and things like that, right? So the fact that, we've fallen to that, we've fallen for that, really shows you that Now we have nothing to do. Give them time. Maybe they will get there, right? But not this season for me, really. Not this season, guys. Let's try to dive into our lineup now and try to digest uh digest digest how the game is gonna go, because that is what we have to do now at the moment. So two changes. Are they two changes? Three changes, I think, to the last lineup that played against Manchester United at the Old Trafford. Lacazette has started ahead of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, guys, this is my point. I don't mean to say that Lacazette overall as a striker is better than Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but Lacazette, honestly, however much his contract is running down, however much he wants to go, however much he's gonna leave, he's still under Arsenal contract and he's still an Arsenal player. And to be real, Mikel said he will be choosing players, he'll be selecting players depending on an objective criteria. The objective criteria in football is results. Who is giving you results? At the moment, Aubameyang is costing us games. So Lacazette starting for me is a huge, huge boost. Very, very huge boost. This is the lineup. If you've not had a chance to look at it, this is how we've started in this game. All right, let me just do this and... Right. So this is how we've started in this game. If you've not had a chance to look at it, Ramsdale is in goal, and of course, I would really expect him to be there. All of us do expect him to start in this game. Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Alexander Lacazette. So what I mean to say, what I mean to say is, one, Lacazette starting ahead of Aubameyang is a great call by Mikel Arteta. We all know that Aubameyang has been dreadful, right? Martinelli and Saka is an opportunity to see them, right? It's really, because again, Martinelli is going to be playing on the left, so he's really not going to be playing that kind of inverted winger like he was playing against United. Because against United, he was playing where Saka plays, as an inverted right winger. So Saka is going to be playing there, and then Martinelli will shift back to the left hand position where he plays better, for me, and of course where he can actually provide a lot for the team in terms of creativity, running, and also shift forward and score goals. So Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right. Saka is back. I think we missed him against United, honestly. I think we really, really missed him against Manchester United. Good to see him back. Xhaka is the talking point for me, and Xhaka and Tierney, they are they should be the talking points. Xhaka back in this game, back in the straight in the lineup. I don't know what Mikel has gone for. Honestly, like I said in the United game, I don't know why he did that. Like I didn't understand why he did that, and still I really don't understand why he's gone for Granit Xhaka. We all know Xhaka is not yet well. We all know Xhaka is not yet at that level where you would want him to be. But he's decided to drop Lokonga, and I mean, I don't know. I really do not get it. So look, Xhaka. My opinions about Xhaka starting. It's too early. It's too early in a wrong game. I don't know whether Mikel is piling pressure, because look, he might look so confident. He might seem very confident, in his press conferences. But I know there is some sort of pressure. There is some sort of pressure mounting on him, piling on him. Every now and again. And now that he's dropped from 5th to 7th, he knows the next games, Southampton and West Ham, they're going to be very, very difficult games. So he knows how vital this game is. Because again, the advantage, with playing Everton at the moment and the shape in which they are, is if you beat them, your next game is Southampton, who are beatable, then you might lose to West Ham. Honestly, you might lose to West Ham because West Ham are flying. They're on, they're on fire. So we need these 6 points. We need these two games to be green wins. Because if we win, against Everton and Southampton, there is a chance that we go into the West Ham game, and because West Ham and Arsenal, that would be battle for fourth place, right? And there are so many candidates for the fourth place: United, West Ham, Arsenal, Wolves. There's so many candidates there, right? So I think, but anyway, for me, look, guys, the point is Xhaka, wrong game, wrong timing. If he gets a good game, I'll be absolutely fine. I'll be happy. It's my team, and I want us to do well. But for me, it's wrong timing. It's absolute wrong timing. I feel like, it's too early. It's really too early. I don't know why Mikel has actually decided to do that, but I feel like it's too early. Very early to bring back Granit Xhaka, but you never know. Colin says, how much can I watch this game on my laptop? On your laptop, it depends on the app. If you're going to watch using Showmax, it will cost you around $20 per month. $20 per month. Download the app called Showmax. Download an app called Showmax, and then you'll be able to pay only 60,000 on your laptop. If you want to watch on your phone, it is 35,000. So just $10, I think. And then is it $10? Yeah, it's $10. And then you're good to go. Enlighten me on how and when did ESR get a knock? That's a question from Keita. It says, enlighten me on when and how Saka got a knock. Really, I'm gonna say this. In the team news, it looked like it wasn't something big, but somehow he's disappeared. I really can't, because again in the last game I felt like he was okay, but he was not really performing well in the past 2 games. Probably it could have been courtesy of a knock, right? Probably could have been courtesy of a knock. I don't know, but he's not really been performing well. Why let a 72 million Pepe rot on the bench and bring on Nketiah, who does not want to play for Arsenal? You get it wrong, guys. You get it wrong. It's not that Nketiah doesn't want to play for Arsenal. Nketiah is not getting the game time he is demanding. They're 2 different things. Nketiah wants to play for Arsenal, but yes, he's refused to sign a new contract. And I know many of you Arsenal fans with your big egos, how can he refuse to play for Arsenal? We're a big team. Yeah, I understand that, but we are not giving him the game time, and for me, he doesn't get ahead of anyone, right? He doesn't get ahead of anyone in pecking order. He doesn't. So if he's not playing, it's clearly because he knows he's not getting in there, and that's why he's not signing a new contract. So, but anyway, I still feel Pepe should be ahead of Nketiah, but Pepe should be behind Martinelli, Saka, Aubameyang, and Lacazette in pecking order at the moment. Maybe it should be on the same level as Aubameyang, because Aubameyang is also shit. But at the moment, Pepe cannot be very close in pecking order. Honestly, I mean, if you have to be honest. He can't be on, he can't be, there. So if you're asking me about Emile Smith-Rowe and the knock, I hope it's not something big. I really can't provide big information at the moment, but I hope it's not something really big, right? And then Mohammed says, Cossy, Arteta must identify his first 11, but he isn't. Now, why? I think in terms of finding an 11, actually, I'm going to give him better credit. I'm going to give him some credit, because if you look at that back 4, it's been consistent. And if you look at the midfield pivot, at least Partey, when he's been fit, he's been consistent. Emile Smith-Rowe has been consistent, and Saka as well have been consistent with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I think there is some consistency. You can never have a whole 11 really consistent. because you're gonna have injuries, you're gonna have players dropping in form, players there's so many things that hinder you from having the same 11 for 10-15 games. But for me, my point was get a structure, get your 7 players or 8 players that we know are going to start for you in every game. And I think he's done that. I don't know what you people think, but I think he's done that, and I'll give him some credit there. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I'll give Mikel some credit there. I think he's done well in that regard. And then Mike says Lacazette. Says Lacazette is good now because can fight for the ball than Aubameyang. Okay. I mean, how can I watch this game on my laptop? Download the app called Showmax, and then follow the procedures. They'll ask you for some money. But and you'll have to use some data on your phone or laptop. Cossy, I agree with you 100%. Alba is off from Laka. May play that role better now. Yeah, honestly, at the moment, I go with Lacazette. Cossy, we need to win today. Today's match. Otherwise, sack Arteta straight up, because Everton is the worst team currently. They are very, very poor now. Can't really disagree with you. Look, Everton. And look, this is where I am totally turning into an Arsenal fan now. These are the games where we have to win with no excuse. Take advantage of such situations. Take advantage of such teams. How could we fail to take advantage of Manchester United? How did we fail to take advantage of United? How did we? But if we didn't do that, how can we take advantage of Everton at home, at their own place? Beat them 2-0, 3-1, get those points in. We need to sort out our goal difference. For Christ's sake, it is 14 games in a season, and we still have a negative goal difference. We've scored less goals than Brentford. It makes me sick. Absolutely. I wouldn't really say sack the manager if he fails to win this game. But I don't want us to go back to a lot of misery, right? I don't want us to go back in that state where it's a lot of misery. We need to do better. Absolutely, we need to do better, and I hope we do. I honestly hope we do. And then Everton 2, this skater 0 Everton. Arsenal 2-0 Everton. Cossy, Arteta must surprise me Arteta surprised me by starting Granit Xhaka with no match fitness. I prefer Lokonga. I do not know the strategy. Right? But look, I think he trusts Xhaka. He loves Xhaka. And he's always been speaking of how Xhaka will come back. Xhaka will come back early. Xhaka will come back fast. Xhaka will come back fit. And he has his man, right? He has his man. And let's agree, it's not all bad with Granit Xhaka. Yes, he does really, really stupid things that cost the team many times. But if the managers decided to go for Granit Xhaka, I don't think Lokonga is two-way ahead of Xhaka. And I think at the moment, I don't think Xhaka is two-way ahead of Abasami Lokonga as well. Chris Dennis says long-term Cossy. Ray says is Smith Rowe injured? Yes, Ray Smith Rowe is injured. And then says it's your long time, bro. Big up, brother. Big up to you, Chris Dennis. Happy to see you again. Don says the setup looks good. Ignacio says happy with the midfield. James says Arsenal should use 250 million. Bring Haaland and that name is Yuri Tillemans, right? Look, and Christian says we should trust Bameyang. Okay, I mean, very, very interesting comments and thoughts there in the comment box, isn't it? Make sure you give me, guys, smash the like button. But this show is all about your predictions, right? My prediction is Arsenal 3. I'm going for Arsenal 3. Arsenal 3. Everton 1. Final. That is my final prediction. Arsenal 3, Everton 1. Come what may, I do not care. Arsenal 3, Everton 1. That is my prediction. So give me your prediction, guys. Give me your predictions. I need to know. Look, it's one of those matches where you've got to be very cautious with your predictions. But I will be very happy if we win it. Like, I'll be extremely happy if we win it. I can't even lie. I'll be very, very happy if we win it. Very, very happy. So let me know down in the comments below, guys. What are your predictions? 3-1 is my prediction. And of course, I'm okay with the lineup. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm okay. Tierney's back. Martinelli, Saka start. Lacazette starts. Aubameyang's dropped. I'm okay with the lineup. Yeah. Cossy is okay with the lineup, people. Cossy is okay with the lineup. Smash the like button if you're okay with that lineup, right? And of course, let me know in the comment section which player would you choose. Would you actually bench, and which player would you start out of those players on the bench? So let's look at Everton now, right? I mean, we are so selfish, but it is an Arsenal fan channel, so we've got to always think about ourselves first. Walter says it's for Arsenal, Everton 1. Philip says Arsenal 2, Everton 0. And then Silvano says Arsenal 3, Everton 0. So you can say a lot of enthusiasm and optimism in the Arsenal fan base. And maybe we should thank Mikel Arteta for that, because the optimism that we have at the moment really can't say it's been created by him, right? That would be a lot of credit, right? Yeah, that would be really, really a lot of credit. But again, Ignatius also says it's going to be 3-0 Arsenal are away, so that means Arsenal is winning. And then Juma says Arsenal 3, Everton 1. Okay, so I mean, interesting, very, very interesting. The Arsenal fans are not giving up on their team. Very, very, very interesting. I mean, it's one of the things that I really love when I see people backing our team. Tris says Arsenal 2, 1 Everton, and then Mike says Arsenal 2-0. Arsenal 2, 0 Everton. Can't win us today. I'm 100% sure. But football is football, guys. Right? Football is football. You can never say you're 100% sure with football. Philip says, this is Philip from Captura, Arsenal 2, Everton 0. Right. Thank you so much, Philip, for the comment. So let's look at Everton, guys. Let's look at Everton and what we expect what we expect from them. Their lineup is quite usual. Pickford is in goal. Keane, Coleman, Seamus Coleman, Keane, Godfrey, and Yeremina. Alan, Doucouré, and Gordon, I think, will be in midfield. Gray, Townsend, and Richarlison will be starting as So it's gonna be a 4-3-3 for Everton. What I expect out of Everton is they run a lot, and they are good on the ball. They have some players that are gonna hurt you on the ball. Townsend, one player that can shoot from distance. Actually, Andros Townsend, Demarai Gray can shoot from distance. Very, very deadly. So actually, if you look at the players to watch in this game from Everton, Richarlison, Townsend, Gray, and Doucouré. Those are the 4 players to watch for. To watch out for. On the side of Everton, Doucouré, Gray, Townsend, and Richarlison. Very deadly. On the Arsenal side, players to watch: Saka. It's gonna be, he should be a problem. Odegaard will be a problem. Lacazette and Martinelli, they should be a big, big problem, right? But I think for Everton, if you can stop Richarlison and Gray, you can stop the rest of the team. I think Gray has been their brain ever since he joined them from Leverkusen. He's been really, really the bright spark in that team, and I expect him to be again the difference. He will try to be the difference in this game. Like I said, they run a lot, and they're gonna try to release Gray all the time. They'll try to soak up the pressure. That's what I expect, and then try to maybe get us on the break or surprise us. But one thing I saw against Liverpool when they were playing Liverpool is they're actually not afraid. They're not a team that is afraid, and of course that comes from the fact that they have a decent manager in Bentez, right? They have a very very decent manager. Hom says Arsenal getting smoked today. Juma says Aubameyang will score 2 goals, maybe off the bench. Hom says don't worry. Stop jokes. How many times? It's going to Ignatius. Of course, look. I respect everyone's opinion. Even if you want to, you say Arsenal will lose this game, I can't really say no, right? I can't really say no. It depends. It depends on your opinion, and I will take in every opinion. Mukasa Richard says 3-1 in favor of the big team Arsenal. Look, I hate to disappoint the fans. But I hope Arsenal do not disappoint us today. This optimism was there against Liverpool. They didn't capitalize on it. This optimism was there against Manchester United. We didn't capitalize on it. And this optimism, again, is back against Everton. Should use it, right? We should use. What time is the game? 10 minutes from now. We will be heading for kickoff. Hom says maybe 2-2. Maybe to be a 2-2. Keita says I would bench Xhaka for the second half. However, we will win 2-0. We have to use Martinelli with long balls. There. Didn't really think about that, honestly. I really didn't think about that. But anyway, guys, your predictions are much appreciated. Hit the like button. It's gonna be a very very interesting game, right? It's gonna be a very 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 interesting game. Obviously, guys, make sure you subscribe to my second channel, the Arsenal Arena. Lots of content there for you, especially game analysis and explanations and things like that. Make sure you subscribe there, and obviously keep it locked on Cossy's Arsenal podcast, because we have a lot to talk about in terms of Arsenal content. So make sure you're locked in. I'm going to refresh, watch the game, and I'll see you in the match reaction.